I'm so excited for summer, even though it's months away. As you can see, your host Tolu is already with her summer hat. After all this Lagos drama and heat, please, let's be realistic. You all need to go on a summer break or breathe in fresh air. But come to think of it, you just be scrolling through social media and you see people turning on their locations. Bali, Kigali, Marrakesh, name it. In all these places, you would think it's just a stone throw away from where you are living. But today on the Novice podcast, we are going to be addressing two hot trending topics on travels. And if you've ever wondered if you ever leave this country for a vacation or even for Japa, this episode is for you. I have with me, you know me now, the best guest. She is a travel guru and she is also the country director of River Travels. And know what? She also worked with Wakana. So get ready to know all the loopholes and all the travel tricks that you need to know before you book the next flights for your vacation. Hello, Eva.
Hi, Tolu.
It's good to have you on the show. You can see me. I'm already getting ready for summer. So I want to understand this trend that is happening. It's not yet summer, but if you check your social media right now, you see people, girls, ladies, husbands, they're on vacations. They're going to different countries. Like, it's just somewhere that is just like close to their houses. What is this trend about? Is it that travel has become more accessible to people, or there's something I don't know about?
All right. Thank you so much, Tolu. Thank you for having me on this show. All right, we're going to be talking about travel.
Yeah.
All right, my name is Eva. Like, I've been in the travel department or units for about 13 years.
Wow.
All right, yes. Okay, is travel now more accessible?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say yes. But you see this social media brouhaha. That's the syndrome.
The pressure is getting to me.
Yes, because I remember way back, as far back as towards the end of the 80s and 90s, I grew up in a society or community where every house had a person outside the country.
True.
Yes, even if it was a mud house, they had people outside Italy, Belgium, Amsterdam, you understand? Yeah, I can still remember 4 houses away from my father's house in the place, in the community, we had one of the landlords that lost his house to the bank because he used it to, collect, loan, about 50,000 naira then.
What?
Yes. And the guy, whether the guy did not get there or he got there late and could not, the time frame given for them to pay back the loan was, they couldn't meet up and he lost, you understand? So it has always been like that. But the challenge now is the social media.
Because right now, I'm going to sell my father's house now because I need the vacation.
You don't need to sell. You don't need, I'll give you tips what you need to do. All right. So travel. Everyone is traveling. Like everyone is traveling. Okay, fine. At times, the thing that you need to put into consideration is that a lot of times these people have planned their trip ahead. With the rate of exchange and you understand what the economy is saying now, nobody just stands up and, zooms out like that. Okay. Like that. You understand? It's something that you must have planned. You understand? It's just like you want to travel to US in 2027. This is the time to be planning.
Do
you understand? Mm-hmm. So people need to plan. You understand? People have when you have the time to plan, and you know the tricks. When to buy your ticket, when to get the hotel. You understand? Those are the things that people are putting into consideration now. That you now see that they are all traveling every time. Then also, this traveling, everybody's not going for vacation.
Okay.
A lot of times, people go for business trip. People go for to further their education.
Okay.
Mothers go to do a mugo.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Then you have people going to work. Like there are times the countries are open. Some of these foreign countries, they are open to, skilled laborers, even unskilled laborers. So when they give out that prompt, you see a lot of people want to take advantage of it. You understand? So that is it. So everybody is not going to do any, all this beach and, but the thing is that everybody is, trying to, you want to show up, you want to, because the society is full of competition now, I'm not the one that will carry last
at all.
So even if
even
if I cross to Benin Republic and I can get a good background to snap, I'll just snap and put it there,
with the flag,
and you see Barbados and people are like, this guy, So that is just what is going on, and it's not even more accessible because right now the requirements are crazy. That time we could have, a Nigerian traveling to UK on visa on arrival.
Okay.
But now
we're going to talk about this visa on arrival and all of that.
So now it's not even possible. So, and traveling is not, I won't say it's more accessible. Okay. Because of the constraints.
I was scrolling the social media again and I just saw one TikTok guy was narrating how he traveled with 90,000 naira. And I'm like, is this some kind of scam or what? How would you travel with 90,000 naira? Although he traveled to Ghana, though. But is it possible? What is the realistic budget someone can have to take a trip?
Okay, at times people will say, okay, they traveled on that 90,000 naira budget. That means maybe he didn't use a flight.
Okay.
And he has somebody that is going
housing
to
him. Okay.
Exactly. You understand? Like the 2 times I've traveled, I'm a home girl. I'm not even I'm not even that, trip. The 2 times I have traveled, I've been on all expense paid trip.
What? I'm following you the next time.
You understand? So I can tell you that I traveled on 100,000. You understand? Because everything was paid for. But if you are going on a vacation to a location that you don't know, you need to get a flight. You need to get a hotel.
Okay.
And if it's a place, at times people just go to a country without even doing their research, proper research and all those stuff. I studied French. You understand? I graduated from the University of...
Japa.
Oh, voila. You understand? I studied French. I graduated about 27 years ago.
Okay.
You understand? But if I want to travel to a francophone country, I will put into consideration the fact that I cannot speak the French fluently.
Yeah.
Because then they used to tell us on forgeant, on devient forgeron. You understand? Practice makes perfect. For 27 years, I've not been able to speak French with anybody.
Yeah.
You understand? So I'm going to France. I will have to make a budget for a translator.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So a lot of times, people don't put all those things into consideration. So even that takes money. So to travel on a budget of 90,000, it is impossible. You understand?
Okay.
But you can start saving for the trip with 90,000.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, you'll be able to make it.
Okay. So before we talk about some of the budget-friendly things we need to know before traveling, for a first-time traveler or, a couple of times, which is more economical, a solo trip or trip with a group of people, which one would you say is more economical and at the end of the day, you're achieving the purpose of your vacation?
Okay. I think a trip with a group of people will be more economical. That being that you are traveling with 4 other people, you can share the accommodation and pay half. As there are packages that we have from time to time. They'll say, okay, if 2 people are going to be on it, 2 million.
Okay.
But if it's a solo transaction, 3.5 million. You understand? So going as a group, it's more economical. Yes, it's more economical.
You mentioned it sounds like a travel agency, people that, they are agents to help you achieve all of these things. How can, there are times people get scammed from using agency and also doing it by themselves. How can you be so sure, or how can you avoid being scammed by travel agencies? Because, you just see people posting flyers, 5 days in Dubai for 900,000. how am I sure that they're not going to carry me away? Do you get? So how are you going to be sure of the certain agencies? And, even if you want to do it yourself, is it cheaper for you? Do you know the route and things like that?
Okay. What I would advise those people that want to use traveling agencies for their trip, is that you have to use a traveling agency that is registered. Do you understand?
Okay.
At times you have people, because people look into people's desperation and they take advantage of it.
All right.
Maybe the guy, he must travel. He wants to travel. And he just meets somebody who say, I'm a traveling agent now. You understand? And that's how they take advantage. The guy does not use the office. He works from home. This, he does not have, you understand, registration. People don't even ask for they don't ask for a certificate of, what's it called, registration of the business.
Yeah.
They don't ask for all those things. They just, send me your account. I wire the money.
Okay.
Things are not done that way. Do you understand? If you want to use a traveling agency, be sure that this one is registered.
Okay.
Like, River Travel will not scam you now.
Okay.
Because we are protecting our integrity.
Yeah.
You understand? But somebody just come from one corner and say, I'm into travel. So you understand? You don't know anything about them. And so you have to be very, very careful.
Sure.
And another thing, I don't do visas. I don't assist with visa transaction for everybody.
Okay. Why is that?
Yes, because I am protecting my success rate.
All right.
My success rate means more to me than the profit. Because at the end of the day, it's my success rate that beats my organization. It's better to say, River Travel, we assist you and everything will be successful, than River Travel has eaten my 20 million and only one person was able to travel.
Okay.
Do you understand? So when you look at all those are the things that you look at. The success rate of the organization. Is there a registered traveling agency? What do they do? And all those things. You can even go to the place, go to their office, find out, ask questions,
Okay.
Then before you can.
Earlier on you were talking about visas. So I think their work visa, we were mentioning some work visa, student visa and all of that. Can you just shed a little bit of light on the various type that you can put your hands on right now?
Okay, yeah. We have work visas, like you said. We have the study visa. We have the business visa. We have just the visiting visa. We have different visas and they all have different requirements.
Because there was someone that, I had a friend, she had already bought her ticket. She had, taken pictures, told everybody that, Dubai, here I come. And, on getting there, she was denied, her visa. I'm not sure that it's Dubai, but a country that, allows visa on arrival. And she was denied her visa. What are, some of the precautions people need to take when applying for a visa?
All right. For countries that you are not going to be on an interview, you understand, with the visa officer, you have to present your documents to the extent of the documents will be speaking for you.
Okay.
Do you understand? Mm-hmm. Okay. Like the UK embassy, they want to know you are applying for visa. Let's assume that you are applying for visa in February.
Okay.
And January, your inheritance, so to say, was given to you. Maybe your father's house, the house that he left for you, the tenant there just paid into that account. If you use it to apply for a UK visa, they will think that you went to collect money from some places, you understand, to, part of your transaction, the documents that you're putting forth. Oh, this one is desperate. This one wants to run and it's not going to come back. So even if you are doing something like that, you should have a document that explains how that money
was.
Exactly.
So that's where proof of funds comes in, right?
Proof of fund. Is it your own or somebody is giving you to?
I'm
present.
the one going, so it should be my proof of fund.
Good. Good. Your proof of fund is your bank statements and everything that shows that you have money and that can take care of you
Yes.
the period of the trip.
Yeah.
You understand? But unfortunately, a lot of people are not doing that. A lot of people are having people to...
But I'm being more particular about 9 to 5 hours, people that work 9 to 5 jobs, salary earners. So for someone with about 300k below, how can they be able to have a proof of fund that, sits well with the country of choice? Okay, this country, I have this proof of fund. I just want to go on a vacation. I'm not staying in your country, things like that. Is it acceptable with that kind of salary range?
Okay. Somebody earning 300,000, you understand, can actually make a trip. Like I said from the onset, you have to plan it.
Okay.
Do you understand? Like I want to go on vacation I want to go on vacation next year. This is the time to start planning. You understand? Put the fund. You have done your research. You have checked the country. You have seen the economy. You have seen everything everything about them. So you are able to know, this is what I need for the trip.
Okay.
So you start saving. Start putting monies aside. You understand? The embassy will not tell you to go and bring from when you started working.
Okay.
They just want to see maybe the last 6 months.
6 months.
Mm-hmm. And so if you have started saving since last year, by now
your record will show.
Exactly.
Okay.
We show that you have been saving. You are a salary earner, which even gives you an edge.
Okay.
You're working in an organization which shows that you have a tie back to your country.
Yeah.
That you're not running away.
Yeah.
You have a job at least. You understand? So all those things you need to plan. You need to save. It is very, very achievable. Then you can start with an African country.
Okay.
Do you understand? Yes. You can start with what's it called? Kigali. You can start with Kigali. You can start with
Cape Town.
Yes. You can start with Kenya.
Okay.
Zanzibar. It's a beautiful place. The island. You can start with all those places. You understand? To open your passport.
Your passport.
Then after, you go there, you come back, go there, come back. Before you know it, you become
more accessible to other countries. Wow. Ooh, I'm enjoying this conversation way too much. Maybe because of my heart though. But before we go on a quick commercial break, I want you to just, for me, imagine I've budgeted a particular amount of money that I want to spend on this vacation. And I get to the country, I can't find my luggage or I forget something in Nigeria because, I definitely don't want to go to another man's country and I'm not with my hot comb. I'm a girl. I'm just a girl. I'm not with some necessary things. And, what are the ways in which we could a little bit hack this out, not forgetting our luggages and not allowing our luggages being tampered by the airports and all of that? Are there ways in which we could sort that out?
Okay, when you are traveling, you do your check-in and everything, they are going to give you tags. You understand? So you keep that very well because at the end of the day, that's your proof that I traveled with this luggage and it's missing or whatever. Okay. You understand? I've really never had an experience or maybe somebody close had an experience, you understand, with a missing luggage. Then another thing, in the airport there, you have to still shine your eye.
Okay.
Especially when you have an excess luggage, where you have to pay for extra luggage.
Okay.
There are some people around that can just tell you that, come, let me do it for you cheaper than what maybe it's BH you are taking and they're saying a extra 23 kg is going to cost you 150,000 and somebody's telling you, I know how to handle it, just pay me 50,000.
You'll be very happy.
Yeah, in such case, if that luggage gets missing, you are on your own.
Okay.
You can't go to BA because it was not registered.
All right.
So those are the things that you put into consideration when you want to travel.
Ooh, thank you so much. We'll go on a quick commercial break and we'll be right back. And when we're back, we're going to be talking about how you can apply step by step in which you can apply for your Canadian or an EU visa as a 9 to 5er. Welcome back to the Novice Podcast. We're on the conversation on step-by-step ways in which you can apply for your Canadian or an EU visa. And I'm still with our wonderful guest, Eva. Hi, Eva. I'm back again. So for people that, get denied of their visa, what are the ways in which, they can work on that again? Because is denial like the permanent, thing for that country?
All right. Thank you for that question. Okay, denial is not a permanent thing. And it also depends on why the person is being denied.
Okay.
If somebody applies for a visa to, let's say, UK, and he's using a falsified document, of course, he's going to get banned, Johnson, by UK. Okay. And that is going to affect his trip. If they give him 10 years, that means he's not going to come out of this country for 10 years.
Wow.
Yes. It's better you...
To any other country or just...
Because when you are applying to other countries, they are asking you, have you been denied visa before to any country?
What?
And you are saying yes. And they are saying why.
What? Wow.
Do you understand? They are saying why. So you cannot say you falsified document. Good. But if the denier is just maybe the visa officer is scared, is skeptical that these people may not come back. You understand? You can always apply. I had a family that's, way back then. I got to know them. They called into the office that they wanted to apply for a visa. And finally, the woman came in person and she just said, Ivadi, they have denied us visa to all the countries we have applied to. Say US denied us, Canada, UK denied us. It say France denied us, And at that point, they just had only a Mexico visa on their passport. And you cannot travel to Mexico without transiting some countries.
Yeah.
Good. And those countries that they are supposed to transit, they have denied them visa. So it was just like as good as useless on the passport. So when she came, I told her, okay, fine. This is what we are going to do. Let us start with a country. You understand? Let's apply. This time, you're not going to apply with your family, you and your husband. So we did the application and we submitted. So 5 days later, I was supposed to pick their passports. So when I got there, no visa was issued. So I asked the visa guy there, I said, they didn't issue the visa. He said, no. I said, why? He said, I don't know. They just did not issue the visa. So I said, okay, fine. Can I speak to the consular? He said, okay, give you the number. So he gave me the number. I came out of the embassy and I called the consular. I said, I applied for a visa and it was not issued.
Okay.
I said, all the documents we put in place. And you can see that these guys, they are doing well because we put their statements also. They just want to travel on a vacation for 7 days, after which they will come back. They are not willing to leave their children, their parents in Nigeria and run away. Can you revisit this?
Wow.
Then the woman said, the thing is that you don't know who is running, who is not running, and all those stuff. I said, they are not running. He said, go and reapply.
Okay.
So quickly, I went back to the office.
But we are paying for all of this application, right?
You said?
I said she's paying for all of this application each time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. So I went back to the office. I quickly updated the hotel and the flight details. Then went back to submit. And after 5 days, they issued the visa.
Wow.
Her and the husband.
Wow.
The woman wanted to rob man. She went and came back. She said, what do we do again? I said, let's now apply for you and your children. And your grandmother. We applied. They gave all of them. They went and came back. They said, okay, so what's the next now? I said, okay, now let us do Germany. So the husband is a businessman. He said, yes, that they're interested. They want to do Schengen. We applied. They gave them. They went to Germany and came back and said, what's next? I said, now we can now do UK.
Okay.
We applied. They gave them UK. As in now family.
Yeah.
They went and came back. They said, what's next? I said, we can do Canada. Okay. They applied. They gave them Canadian visa. She ran and the children, they stayed for 2 weeks, came back. They were just using it because then Canadian visa, it was issued according to the validity of a passport.
Okay.
So the grandmother even got 5 years and like that, So when they came back, I said, okay, what do we do now? I said, now go to US. And we applied for US and they gave them.
Wow.
Do you understand? So if they denied you because they are skeptical that you will not come back, it's different from denying you because you have put the wrong documents just because you are desperate.
Okay.
You understand? So no matter what, be truthful.
True.
Be truthful. Was it not the same US that denied them, that gave them? Was it not the same UK that denied them, that gave them? You understand? So no matter what, be truthful. If they tell you that, insufficient fund, what you need to do is to take a break, build your financial,
finances,
whatever, then you can apply again. You understand? So that's justice.
Wow. Wow. Very good. Thank you for breaking down, because I'm like, is denial like the final phase? So what will you say about, people that, we have to be security conscious in as much as we are looking to traveling, exploring, because I was speaking to someone recently and the person like, if you've not traveled, you're just like an open book. You've not explored places. So in as much as you're looking to doing all of that, we have to be security conscious. What are ways in which we can protect ourselves when we're in another man's country?
Okay. All right. Before you travel, there are countries that you go to the internet, go to Google, you understand? Just they tell you, this country is safe. This country, you understand? That alone gives you, you understand, an idea where you are going to.
Okay.
You understand? They even tell you when we wanted to travel, I had to go and check because I don't want, they'll say, okay, in this country, they don't wear trousers. Then you now wear, you understand? So that's how you check. You check about every, the area that is so volatile, the area that is, secure, the area that, you should not walk in the night, the area that is calm and all those stuff. First of all, get that.
Research.
You understand? Get to know about that. Then, of course, you are traveling. You're going to, if you are going to be staying with somebody, you have an edge because the person already knows exactly what happens around there.
Okay.
Then, if you are going to be staying in the hotel, you understand, you can still speak with the people around. Okay, they can still tell you, update you. No, don't go here. You can go here. That's just how you can get informed.
We've not spoken on this Japa syndrome. This Japa. Where are people saying the money to Japa? Because and Nigerians are very secretive. You hear they're traveling, they will zip. They don't keep their mouth shut. But when it's time for Japa, you will not hear a dime about Japa. So and I was just scrolling through my DMs on Instagram, and somebody was like, "Oh, hi Tolu the Novice. How can I go to Canada and remain there?" I'm like, sister, me too. I need to go there and remain there. So I was like, I'll get you the best guest who is going to break down a little bit on how you can achieve that. So, and aside that, are there other routes in which people can take when it comes to Japa? Because most times I'm hearing the global tech area, I'm hearing come and work here as a nurse. I didn't study any of that. I don't have any experience in that. So you're asking me to pay a certain amount of money and come and work as a nurse in Canada. What am I going to do? Am I going to be taking care of older people? Do you get? So what are the ways in which someone can legally relocate to other countries?
All right. I think from time to time we have these countries coming up with what they need, as in part-time. Okay. There was a time it was these caregivers. There was a time in UK it was caregivers. You understand? And people were going. You understand? People were going. A lot of times, what you need to do.
It's not what they offer, right?
No. What you need to do before you make up you want to Japa, you are now ready to Japa. Okay. You need to update yourself. Okay. Now we are talking of caregivers. You understand? They will not just pick anybody. They want to go and take courses. You understand? There are caregiving courses that you can apply online. You understand? You take the courses, you do it, you get the certificate, you look for something else again. You don't have to be a nurse. You understand?
Okay.
You look for something else again, how to take care of people that have Alzheimer, how to take care of people that have dementia, how to take do you understand?
Okay.
Just start equipping yourself with all those stuff.
Yeah.
Then they give you the certificate.
Okay.
Then when somebody tells you that there's an opening for a care giving job in Canada, you are applying. You have a degree in English, certificate, you have this, you have this, you have this. You understand? You see that you already have an edge.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Good. And they look at you, okay, fine, age-wise, okay, fine, English, okay. Then also, this is their IELTS
exams.
Please, you can write it down.
Okay.
If you are planning to Japa, just write it and have it handy.
Okay.
You understand? So by the time you submit all those documents, you already have an edge.
Yeah.
And when you Japa on that ground, you're not going to be under pressure because an organization is waiting to receive you there.
Okay.
The challenge that most people have, they run on a visiting visa. On a visiting visa, you cannot work. And as you are entering into Canada, they are telling you the time that you are supposed to be out.
They should allow us now.
Good. You cannot stay more than 6 months.
Okay.
As in before now. Because right now I learned that they are changing their visa processing. They are going to be giving according to what you are going to do there.
Wow.
Before now, it was according to the validity of your passport.
Of your passport.
I've assisted a family. They gave the man 10 years. They gave the man 9 years. You understand? Visa. You understand? Hey. So what people do, they go in with 9 years validity, and when that 6 months has elapsed that they gave to them, they start running, they start hiding because they are trying to convert the visiting visa into a work visa. So all things like that, it's so much pressure, your money, because at that point, you are going to be requesting for money from Nigeria.
And the exchange rate is not.
Please, let's not go there. Do you understand? You're going to be, they are going to be sending you money to feed, sending you, and things are expensive there.
Sure.
You understand? So equip yourself, plan for it. You don't just stand up and say, oh, I saw Ketumi in Singapore yesterday. Mm-hmm. Okay, I am leaving tomorrow. It doesn't work like that. There are some people that just love. Somebody has told me, I want to go to Germany. I said, okay, what about the language? Do you understand? He said, you see? Go and start taking German classes. Evening classes, you understand?
Yeah.
Just go and be taking it.
Yeah.
From time to time. You can tell yourself that, in the next 6 months, I want to learn this language. At least they want to communicate, Just go and learn it. Then we are now ready. Okay, then you now look for opportunities that we have there.
Yeah.
You understand? That you can take advantage of. So when you Japa on that ground, it's the pressure will not be much.
Sure.
You understand? But when you run on a visiting visa, that's when there's so much pressure, and you see people, they are now vulnerable. You can now see this person maybe roaming or hiding. You say, I can give you a job. Then the person starts trafficking drugs. You start doing all sorts, and before you know it,
it's
back
deported.
to square one.
True. It's like I'm going to have you on my podcast locked in because the conversation is just going and going and going. But, we have to wrap up today. So before we wrap up, we have, the Novice Dip, whereby conversations and questions people need more clarity on. You just shed a little light on it. So I'm gonna shake it. So you just speak from, and then I'll read it out for you. Okay. Cheapest international destinations right now. For people that are looking to. I think you've mentioned something on trying African countries, but I'll let you answer that. So what are the cheapest destination for people looking to travel right now?
Okay, like I said, you can start with Rwanda. That's the Kigali. It's a calm place, and it depends on where you actually want to stay. The hotels are not as expensive. Someone said hotels in Ghana, very, very expensive. That's what somebody said. So their hotels are not as expensive as that. And, it's a safe place. You can start from there and the visa is not difficult.
Okay.
You understand? And if you do 3 in 1, you can go Rwanda, Kenya, and Uganda. You can just tour the 3 with one visa.
Wow.
Yes. So I will advise the person starting.
Planning will get you that.
Just plan it.
But a quick one, do time and season, something like, winter, summer, does it really affect the cost of, these travels and all of that?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Like somebody traveling to Dubai now, you are going the period where you have the heat wave towards the end of October to November. You understand? Nobody wants to go and enter wahala. You understand? So at that point, the fares are cheap.
Wow.
Do you understand? Because so if you have the mind to travel in that time, you are sure to, when you plan, you are sure to get a good deal.
All right.
Yes.
Can pick another one.
Okay. I hope I'm picking interesting ones.
So another best time of the year to book cheap flight. I think you've answered that already.
February, November. November if you are going to Dubai.
Okay.
February if you are going to other countries where then that's where you have the serious winter, snow and everything.
So it's cheaper to book your flight.
But summertime it is not.
It's not.
Because everybody is going for summer.
Like me.
Yes.
Okay, you have 2 more.
Okay.
If you had to pick Japa permanently or travel frequently, what would you pick?
As in the country?
No, just you. Would you rather Japa permanently or just explore different countries regularly?
I would explore different countries regularly. Honestly, that is me.
Okay.
Yes,
But they say that, people that Japa, they have more access to other countries, because I know people who travel to the UK and next thing, they're already here, they're already there. And I'm like, is that easy? Why didn't you do it when you were in Nigeria back then?
It's true. When you travel to the UK, you understand, and you have been able to settle into the system.
Okay.
You have your resident permit. You understand? It's easier for you to get a visa on that ground, you understand, than getting a visa from here.
Okay.
From UK, you can just do your online, do your Canadian this thing, go to do your biometrics or whatever, submit, you understand. You're already in the UK, you have a resident permit. If the UK government accommodates you, you understand, because you are a good guy. The Canadian government also will say, this should be a good guy.
Yeah.
And if you're able to go to Canada and come back from UK, you understand, go to Canada, you come back to UK. You want to apply to the US. If Canada says you're a good guy, Donald Trump will say, she's a good guy too.
True.
You understand? So that's why it's easier when you have left the shores of the country.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, eating this up. One country Nigerians are sleeping on when it comes to relocation opportunities. Which country do you think people are not really focusing on and just going to where everywhere is like packed out? Do you have anyone in mind? Or you don't want to spill?
Well, I don't think I have anyone in mind.
Okay.
It all depends on, first of all, what you are going to do.
Okay.
You understand? What you are going to do there. It depends on what you are going to do there. So if you want to go to school and from there you are looking at Japa, there are good schools in the Finland. You have good schools there and they're not too expensive, maybe because of their weather, or not Poland, all those places. You understand? But if you can stand the weather, but you know that when you go to Poland and you finish your school, you stay there, you can now have access to all the Schengen countries around and all those stuff. So people are not looking at those areas, maybe because of the weather.
Just focusing on UK, US,
Canada.
Yeah. So the last one, and we'll call it a wrap. Oh, we've spoken about this, but I'll still read it out. What is the biggest reason visa applications get denied?
when you don't, well, just check your documents. People, okay. Towards the end of the 80s, and that is it 80 or the beginning of the 90s, I used to have, my neighbor was sponsoring people abroad. So he was on my case then. He used to say, you don't want to travel. See little girls bringing cars for their parents. And this was me. My dad was so, as in, so interested in.
You see, you're not going anywhere.
Not even, my dad was so interested in you being educated.
Okay.
Do you understand? As far as he was concerned then, those 6 children, oh, they are all graduates. Oh, God will put him in heaven. So that was his measurement to making heaven. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't a second thought that when the guy was troubling, you understand? It wasn't. So a close person now said he was interested. So the man, they did all the stuff, did all the transaction, and he traveled. When he got to Amsterdam, they deported him. Yeah. Why? Because the documents were all falsified.
Oh my God.
His name was never Jerry Coleman. That was what were calling him.
Wow.
And all the stuff. So they had to bring him back. Let me tell you, if they had used the correct information about the guy to do that transaction, he would have been able to pull through.
Okay.
Do you understand? He would have been able to pull through. Yes. So I always encourage you. Travel, this traveling, it's planning. People plan it. You understand? The people that don't plan it are the people...
I think my audience needs to hear that.
Yes. The people that don't plan it are the people who have, relatives abroad. You understand? That they have become citizens.
They've opened the way.
Exactly. So they just send you the invitation and the embassy cannot turn it down. Mm-hmm. You understand? They just send you the invitation and everything that you need to travel with. They just send them to you. So all you are taking is just your passport. So on that ground, you understand, they will not deny you. You understand? You are riding on their whatever success. But if you have to travel on your own, then it's something that you need to plan. Plan it. Don't let somebody tell you that, oh, they are going through Mediterranean Sea. They are going to use the donkey to cross the Sahara Desert, all those difficult and stressful transactions. No, you sit down, you plan it. After doing your plan and putting everything together, I tell you, you apply, you will be given. Yes, you will be given. Whether you are 9 to 5, whether you are doing your business and all those stuff, once you meet the requirements, you will be given. And if you are denied for any reason, they will tell you why you have been denied. You go back and build on that. You understand? Mm-hmm. Then there are some places where they really need you to have family. So, as in back, there are some embassies, they want to see that, oh, you have family, you have somebody you are taking care of. So that one will now increase your success rate. Then you look for other places where, you can start with. And from there, apply later.
Woohoo! Thank you so much, Eva. So we've come to the end of today's episode. And if you are still thinking about that soft life, if you're thinking about the vacation, the Japa, don't worry. We've already established that. Don't forget, planning is key. And to another episode, I remain your host, Tolu. Don't forget, guys, like, subscribe, and share this episode. Bye, guys.